All right, welcome back to the Constitutional Convention. So far, we have made good progress on the creation of our new government and have established the legislative branch. I think it's time we focus on the executive branch. Fair enough. So, what will this executive branch exactly look like? I was thinking the people could elect a person to be in charge for 4-year terms. Mr. Madison, we have been over this. I'm not going to be the President of the United States. I'm here to help pass a new government and then I'm going home. Okay? No, it's cool. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Are you sure it's fine? You don't sound like it's fine. Yup. It's not like the whole country wants you to be in charge and you're too humble to accept their offer. What? So the Electoral College will be the system that picks the president. The who? The Electoral College. So we can agree that most people in the US right now aren't the brightest, right, George? I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Hey, Gary. What's up, bruh? I bet you $1 that I can eat more scorpions than you. Oh, you are so on. America! America! Point well taken. Tell me more about this electoral college. So the people will be in charge of appointing a number of electors. How will we determine how many electors each state gets? Well, all we have to do is add together the number of the people in the House and the Senate for a particular state, and presto, you have your electors. For example, if Michigan had 14 people serve in the House, and each state has 2 senators, then Michigan has 16 electoral votes. Nerd! Yeah, why don't you go do some math or something that nerds do? Good one. Gentlemen. Sorry, George. That sounds like a lot. I mean, how many total electoral votes are there? Oh, just like a couple, 538 electoral votes. Geez Louise, how many does a candidate need in order to win? So at the minimum, they need 270 because that's one more than half. Doesn't this seem to favor states with bigger populations like Virginia? I mean, kind of. But it still makes it important for a candidate to campaign in small states, since a couple of small states could make up for one large state. Okay, but what happens if there's a tie? Well, if an election ends in a tie or neither candidate gets the necessary electoral votes to win, the House of Representatives will vote on the candidates. So it still allows the people's voice to be heard since their representatives will vote on their behalf. Smart thinking. Thank you, sir. Okay, so how do we determine who can become the president? I think it's important that whoever is president represents the United States, so I think they should have to live here for about 14 years. They should probably also be older, so they have a good idea of how the government operates. I think 35 years old would be sufficient. Oh, and I got the last one. They should be a natural-born U.S. citizen. Because you can't represent a country you're not from. Okay, but what about us? Wait, what do you mean? Well, we aren't naturally born Americans. We are literally the ones creating this country, so we can't be born again as Americans. Oh, we can just throw some clause in there about people getting citizenship, when the new government is adopted. Okay. Well, what happens if someone is born outside the US, but their parents are citizens? George, I love you, but why do you have so many questions about this? Hey, you never know who's going to try to make a claim about someone's citizenship. I guess if their parents are US citizens, we should probably extend citizenship to their children. It doesn't make sense if a family has a kid on vacation and that their kid be denied citizenship. Perfect. I love that idea. All right, now, what should the president be in charge of? Well, if Congress is the one who makes the laws, what if we made the president be the person who enforces them? Making him the chief executive. Right. He should also handle relations with the rest of the world's leaders, too, making him the chief of state. Yeah. Oh, and lastly, he should be in charge of the military since wars require quick decision making from, a military leader, making him the pew, pew, commander-in-chief. How are you coming up with these titles so fast? Oh, in high school, I got the award for best nicknamer. Isn't that right, Jemmy? Come on, George. Please just be the president. You're so humble, but so cool. I'm afraid not, Mr. Madison. I must again humbly reject your offer. Fine. Are we missing anything else here? Why not make the president give a State of the Union address? A what of the who now where? State of the Union address. Here he could talk about what's going on in the country, demonstrate his accountability to both Congress and the people who elected him. The president shouldn't do everything behind closed doors because, after all, he is the president of the people. What? Why are you staring at me? Is it too much to ask the president represent the public's needs and show a little humility? George, you were the general during the Revolutionary War, and your soldiers loved you. Literally everyone in this entire country respects you. You have thought of powers the president should and shouldn't have to prevent him from becoming a dictator. Do you honestly think anyone is more qualified for the job than you? Hey, there's some good people out there. Oh, give me a break. Like who? Well, Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson both seem to have good ideas for our country. Oh yeah, you mean the two guys who literally oppose each other and are constantly talking about creating political parties which you oppose. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't care for political parties. Let's put it this way. The first president needs to set an example for all future presidents. Well, Adams and Jefferson could learn from my example. Heck, even you probably have aspirations to become president, don't you, Jemmy? So set the precedent for the rest of us so we know what to do. I can't reject you any longer, Mr. Madison. I humbly accept your offer. Oh, one final thing about the whole impeachment thing. A president should be removed from office if he commits treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. I know that last part is pretty vague, but the president should always be reminded that he is not above the law. Of course, Mr. President. We can definitely add that last part in.